welcome back to the Disney Parks Q&A. This is part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, why are you here? Go back and watch part 1 because you're missing out on some great questions like favourite ride in each park. It's my favourite quick service, my favourite land or pavilion in each of the parks. And I decided to re-record the video because it was 6 AM in the last video and I was very tired and unable to really express my feelings, shall I say, about the answers to these parks, because now that I looked back at the old video and I was like, eesh. Like I look dead in the second half of the video basically. So yeah, re-recording it. So yeah, let's get on with the show, and I think I'm going to fade in from this way. So okay, so first up is my least favourite park in Walt Disney World. And this is going to be really I don't want to say controversial, but it's Animal Kingdom. There's a couple of reasons why. I mean, I love the park, don't get me wrong, but there's a few reasons why Animal Kingdom is my least favourite park. One, it's too humid on a hot day. If you've been to Animal Kingdom on a hot day, you know it feels like 10 degrees hotter than it actually is. Like, because of the humidity in the park, you're basically drinking the air rather than breathing it in. Also, Flight of Passage is great, it's an amazing ride, but if you don't get a fast pass for it, you are screwed. Like, you're going to be waiting half a day just to get on it. Like, you're going to be waiting a really long time for a pretty short ride, because it's like Rise of the Resistance, like it's a massive experience, but the ride itself is pretty short. You don't really want to be waiting a long time for it, like 2 hours. Like, I couldn't imagine that. Also, it's got the worst nighttime show with Rivers of Light. I've not actually seen it in person, but I've seen many YouTube videos of it, and it just, in comparison to Happy Ever After, Fantasmic, Illuminations, no, Epcot Forever, and Harmonious is coming soon. It's a bit basic compared to the others, and I like fireworks, so. But yeah, it's got great rides and great foods, like Satuli Canteen and Yak and Yeti Quick Service are two of my favourite quick service places on property. And yeah, there's some great Imagineering that's gone into it, but yeah, it's my least favourite park, and I feel really bad saying that because it's great because of all the animals. And now going from my least favourite to my favourite. Now, I don't know, like, if you can tell what my favourite park is. I'm definitely not giving any hints with this. I really love Epcot. It's my favourite park. It feels like home. I've loved it since I was a kid. Being able to, travel the world, shall we say, in one day, I love it. I spoke about my favourite pavilion in the last video, which is Japan. Illuminations was my favourite nighttime show forever. I'm excited to see what they do with Epcot, because there's this massive transformation planned which looks amazing, and I'm excited to see them pull it off. Like, Future World's getting split into 3 different parts. It's going to be amazing, even if Club Cool is gone, which means we don't have to pretend to like Beverly anymore.
Oh, hold up, sweetheart. Let's get it together before you want to read.
The only issue I have with Epcot is it's a massive park with a lot of walking that gets very tiring very quickly. Because if you try to do it on the day after you land, you're going to be dead. Like, I get severe jet lag, so try to do Epcot on the first day, it's not good. But like I said, it feels like home to me, and even hearing like little pieces of music from Epcot, like. So I know I mentioned earlier that Illuminations was my favourite show for all of my childhood and all of my teenage years. Even after Happily Ever After came out, Illuminations was the one for me. Just the music, the story. We Go On absolutely breaks my heart every time I listen to it now that Illuminations is done. And I miss hearing Promise and the Tapestry of Nations as you leave the park. Illuminations meant a lot to me. I'm getting really emotional now. This isn't good. However, my favourite nighttime show that's on at the minute, it's not Epcot Forever because I've not seen it in person yet, and I'm not going to, which is very upsetting. But my favourite nighttime show that I've seen that's still on right now, Fantasmic, because it's like a Broadway show. Like the music, the lights, the emotions, and when all the characters come round on Steamboat Willie at the end, like throwing the ribbons in the air in time with the music, God, I'm in floods. Just floods of tears every time, because it reminds me of being a kid every time I see it, and it means a lot to me. Like, Disney shows always mean a lot to me, but Fantasmic, I love the music in it, and the way they do the villains, and the way they sort of connect all the stories together. I really, really like it. And that's, yeah. And the scene at the end when Mickey disappears from the top and reappears at the bottom, I know how it's done, but at the same time, I'm like fully like cheering and like jumping up and down like with excitement every time I see it. But yeah, Fantasmic is my favourite nighttime show that's currently on, and Illuminations is the show that I wish they never got rid of, even if Epcot Forever's great. And now the last question, the ride I'm most looking forward to in each of the parks I'll be visiting this year. So like I said in the last video, I'm going to Hong Kong Disneyland, well, next week now, like next Thursday, I'll be in Hong Kong Disneyland, which is going to be great. So I'm going there, like you've seen the last video, don't need to hear it again. So, Hong Kong Disneyland, the ride I'm most looking forward to is the Big Grizzly Mountain Mine coaster. I think that's the full name. Because it's like a mix of Everest and Big Thunder, which, you know, two amazing rides. And I'm excited just to see a new coaster. So, the next one is Shanghai Disneyland, which I will be going to in June. The ride I'm most looking forward to in Shanghai is Tron. Mainly because it looks incredible. Like, I'm from the northeast of England, so I've been on Velocity at Flamingo Land many times. And I love Vekoma, like, motorbike coasters. They're great. So I'm excited to see what Tron's like in person. And even though they're taking it to Walt Disney World next year, I'm excited to try it out before my family next year, so I can sort of have bragging rights that I've been in it before them. The next one is Tokyo Disneyland / Tokyo Disney Sea, which I'm going to group together to make it easier. I'm going there in either August or October, depending on when I can get time off work. The ride I'm most looking forward to there is the Tower of Terror, because, as I've mentioned many times in person and in the last video, the Tower of Terror it's my favourite ride anywhere in the world. Specifically the Orlando one, because it moves forward through the fifth dimension. But I'm excited to see, because it's not Twilight Zone themed, it's a completely original story about a member of the SEA, which is a secret organisation within Disney Imagineering history that I'll do a video on at some point soon, because it's so interesting how all the backstories are woven throughout a lot of the rides. So yeah, I'm going to do a video on that soon. Then after that, when I finish in China, I'm going to Los Angeles when I finish. Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. So the ride I'm most looking forward to in Disneyland is the Matterhorn, because I've wanted to go on it for years, and I'm so excited to be able to go on it. It's going to be so good. And Disney's California Adventure, the ride I'm most looking forward to with that is Superstar Limo.
What the fuck is that?
That ride was a travesty, and we all know that. We've all seen the Defunctland video. We all know how bad Superstar Limo was. But the ride I'm most looking forward to at California Adventure is Radiator Springs Races, because I love the Cars films. I love them. And I love Test Track. I love that sort of that style of ride, and mixing the two together is a great idea. So yeah, Radiator Springs Races looks really, really good. So I'm excited to go on that. I would have said Incredicoaster if it was still California Screaming, but again, no shade on Incredicoaster. It just was better as California Screaming. But that's just my opinion. Who cares about that, right? But yeah, that's the rides I'm most looking forward to next year. This year. I keep saying next year. I'm going this year. So that's all the questions. If you have any more, drop them in the comment section below and I'll try and answer them if I get a chance, if I'm not too busy. Also, like, subscribe. You know the drill. If you want to see what I get up to in Hong Kong Disneyland next week, make sure to stick around for the next video. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.